with me today. So I am working through as quickly as I can to get everything started for tonight's live. But whatever reason, I may be going live twice on some of you guys' page. Whatever. We're going to make this thing happen tonight because I'm not going to let technology beat me down tonight. So welcome everybody. Let's see. I'm just waiting on Facebook to catch up with me. And it looks like, yes, it's official. We are live everywhere. And welcome to tonight's Sex, Love, and Marriage. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for bearing with me. If you know me like you know me, you know that it is 9:06 and I'm going crazy because I did not start on time. I do not like to not start on time. So welcome to tonight's Sex, Love, and Marriage, where tonight we are going to be talking about, do you want love or do you want respect? Before I dive head first into this amazing pool, and thank you for joining Dr. Jack here on Instagram. As you all know, every Tuesday, some of you may not know, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I host a live discussion on all things sex, love, and marriage. Tonight is no different. So for whatever platform that you are streaming live from, remember to turn the notifications on. If you are on YouTube, remember to hit subscribe so that you are notified every single time that I am live. I'm a little discombobulated. Literally, guys, I do not like to start late, but let's keep this rocking and rolling. So yesterday, I put up a poll. Why? Because I like to hear and know what you guys are thinking. And the question was, in your marriage or in your relationship, do you want A, love, or do you want B, respect? Now, the overwhelming response to that was 100% I want respect. And we're going to talk about that. Before I get too far into this discussion, let me tell you who I am. I am your favorite life coach and certified sexologist, Coach K. I have two focuses in my practice. I work with women with understanding, acknowledging, and accepting our value, worth, and setting personal boundaries. And I do it through self-love, accountability, and truly showing you how to own your sexuality. Why? Because when you own your sexuality, you show up differently. You are less likely to be wavered in your decisions, and you are open to asking for what you want, need, and desire. I also work with couples and strengthening your intimacy literacy. Yes, that is a thing. Many times we are speaking the same language, but we're missing each other because maybe we don't know each other's love language. So I work in those two spaces. And so in my coaching practice, which is Love and Intimacy 101, you notice that 101. If you've ever been in college or any type of courses, you know that the 100 level courses are your basics. For me, when we can get back to the basics of love and intimacy, we can learn to love ourselves a lot more and accept and open ourselves to having other people in our spaces. So that was my quick intro. Yes, I rushed through it because we're late. So with me, I like to have those definitions. And when I saw that there was 100% of everyone who would prefer to have respect, 100% over love, I can honestly say, I get it. I understand it. And just so you know, if you are on Clubhouse, definitely feel free to raise your hand, come on up and be an interactive part of the discussion. If you are joining me on Instagram, YouTube, or on Facebook, definitely drop any comments or questions that you have in the chat. Why? Because I am here to be heard, not to always be right. My goal is to get conversations started in the household that may not have otherwise been discussed. So, I went to the little dictionary or whatever, and I looked up some definitions because I like to just give an overview of what the heck we're talking about. So, when it comes to the definition of love, it is defined as an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest, pleasure in something. So, that is what they tell me that love is. So, then when I look up, often you can post comments and other things. Okay, I don't know why, but sorry guys, Facebook just kicked me off. So if you were joining me on Facebook, you're no longer joining me and it kicked me off of live, but we're going to still go ahead with where we are. So when it comes to respect, and hey, Charlotte, thank you for joining me. That is defined as a feeling of admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, and achievements. So if you listen to those definitions, it is almost the same, but definitely they're two different places. For me, I think it is easy to throw out the word love. I love my hair. I love, as you see on my wall, I love me some Mary J. Blige. I love my dog. It is not super common that you hear people just go around. I respect my hair. I respect my dog. But I absolutely, no joke, I do respect Mary J. Blige, even though I don't know her. So that begs the question of, can you have one without the other? Well, what I do know is there are people who seek to have love so much to the point where they are okay with neglecting to command respect. And there are some people who would prefer to be respected and they don't require any type of love. But one thing that I feel is that there is not a space where a deep level of respect can exist that love is not involved. But there is a huge space where love can exist without respect. And you can always rewind this and listen to what I'm saying there. So when I think of these two, there are many people that will probably say, I would rather have both. Why can't I have both love and respect? You can. I would be the last person to tell you that you cannot have both. But my question was, in your marriage or in your relationship, would you prefer or would you want to have love or respect? So I'll give you my personal opinion. I would absolutely want to have respect. The reason why I want to have respect is because with that respect, I know that love will follow. With that respect, there are things that probably will not happen inside of that marriage or in that relationship that would otherwise be. So if we truly think about it, think about someone who experiences infidelity. The reality is you can love someone with every fiber of your being. You can be completely in love with someone and there still be infidelity. Why is that? Well, there are layers to this. I am not a licensed professional in the psychology world, so I will not try to go in depth in the scientific piece of it. But the reality is when there is a lack of love for yourself, there can't be a genuine love for someone else. And with the absence of respect, infidelity is no big thing. Now, yeah, the person that gets caught or the person that goes out and acts on this infidelity, it will hurt them. They won't feel good. They will probably have sometimes some remorse from it. But the reality is, this person did not respect the relationship or themselves enough to not go out and cheat. That's just what it is. Love will not create a space that does not involve infidelity, some kind of deception. When you have respect in a space, in a relationship, you're less likely to have and experience instances of infidelity or deception. Hey, S.4, that's my husband. Thank you for joining. So when you meet someone, when you can build a level of respect, love can always be created inside of that respect. Can the opposite occur? Yes. If there is a love that is created and that is cultivated between two people, yes, respect can grow. But if you're not able to establish respect, then I can say that there are probably going to be things inside of that relationship that will hurt you more often than not. Someone who respects themselves and someone who respects you and someone who respects the relationship that you're in would be more likely to be completely honest with you, whether or not in that moment it may hurt your feelings, i.e., hey, that dress does not look great on you. I would say that maybe you should wear that when we go out tonight, or baby, you're not giving me enough. And versus me going out here and cheating on you, we need to sit down and talk about this, because sex is a part of my love language and I need you to give me some. That is someone who respects themselves, that respects you, and that respects this relationship enough to tell you the truth about what's happening in order for you all to converse, to come to a resolution. So I'm hoping that while I'm talking about these different and two variant areas of love and respect, that you do understand that while, yes, we all want to have it all, we want love and we want respect, that at the very end of it all, a relationship or a marriage cannot survive or thrive healthily on love alone. That's just not enough. You love your favorite pair of shoes, but the minute a new pair of shoes come out, you're probably going to go and get those. You'll fall in love with those two, and now you have two pair of shoes. When you respect those pair of shoes, you keep them clean, you keep them up. And so if another pair comes out, you admire them from a distance, maybe, oh, that is great. Let me connect with these shoes to see if it would be okay if I go out and get another pair. Now, granted, yes, I'm using this as an extreme. You're not going to talk your shoes, but you get what I'm saying. You have the conversation to find out and make sure that it's okay that you step out and bring another pair of shoes into the home. And you respect these shoes enough to still keep them in a nice, warm, dry place that if you needed to wear them again, you could. And so, with the 100% of folks that said, hey, in my marriage or in my relationship, give me respect, I can grow love. Kudos to you. You always want to build that level of respect. I want you guys to think back on when you were in grade school, when you were in high school, or even if you went to college, if you were in college. Think about that teacher or that professor that you had the utmost respect for. You didn't know them from the beginning, and they probably, I'm pretty sure, if you guys are like I am, they probably got on your nerves when you first met them. They were somebody that felt like they were always nitpicking. They were always on you. They were always questioning you. They were always, pushing you to be your very best. They weren't your favorite. But to date, looking back, you have a high level of respect for that person, to the point where if something were to happen to them or they were to pass away, it will hurt you because you formed and developed a deep love for this professor or for this teacher based on the level of respect that you had. It turned you into someone who would always be transparent with yourself and other relationships. It probably taught you how to be in a professional environment so that you can grow and thrive. Again, respect will help you to have growing, thriving, and lasting relationships. Not necessarily just romantic, but I'm talking about in your career, in your regular friendships, in multitude of places. Understanding that respect and love in any relationship are two separate entities is going to be highly important to the development of that relationship that you have. So when manipulation comes into play and someone who is cheating and they come home, oh, baby, if you love me, you just take me back. Oh, baby, if you love me, you wouldn't yell at me so much. Oh, baby, if you love me, you just understand that I did it because you X, Y, and Z. That person that's telling you, oh, if you love me, has no respect for you, and they have no respect for themselves. Because if they did, they would not have to come back to you and manipulate you into thinking that whatever they have done to you is probably your fault and that you should forgive them because you love them. But I want to put this out there to everyone. And by the way, ladies, happy International Women's Month. Happy Women's History Month. Ladies, I put this out to you. If you are in that situation where you are deeply in love or someone is deeply in love with you, and there is a clear line of disrespect that you see, I want you to go to the closest mirror and I want you to look at yourself. Look at that person that is looking back at you and ask that person, do you respect me? Because if they respect you, they would not allow you to be placed in situations where love is driving you to accept things that you should not accept, to do things that you should not do to them. Now, this is you speaking in the mirror, the person talking back. So the very first level of respect and love that needs to happen is with yourself. If there is no respect for yourself, there is no love for yourself. If there is no respect and love for yourself, There's no way on this planet, so you can do it anywhere else out of space, but there is no way in this planet that there is going to be love and respect for another person, and you will not know how to accept love and respect back, thus creating a superficial relationship filled with the thought of love, because it's a feeling. Hey, I just pinched myself. I feel like it hurts. Does it hurt? I don't know, but it's a feeling. Versus an admiration of this thing based on actual qualities, based on achievements, based on relationships. So, as always, I don't like to hold you guys here too long. And again, my hugest apologies for starting late. I want to remind you all, if any of you guys are sexuality coaches, are you in the sexual education space, and you are tired of being blocked, which I think just happened to me on Facebook, from being able to share this positive message of all things love, life, and intimacy, head over to findmysexpert.com. That is where you can advertise your knowledge. That is where you can share your knowledge. That is where you can let other people know where to find you. But if you use my code, you can get 15% off for a whole year of sharing your information with the world. So you can message me directly for my code. If you don't remember to DM me, you can just use Coach K 101, COACHKAY 101. And for celebration of the International Women's Month, I am giving you 10% off of the Own Your Ish Sis boot camp through the end of this month. You can go to ownyourishsis.com. You're going to use code 30 days of her, and you're going to get 10% off of that boot camp. So I thank you all for joining me tonight. You remember that I am here every single Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a new topic. Next week, I'm not going to use this live event on Facebook, so we're going to be on time. Technology got the best of me tonight. Next week, we are talking about sensitive and emotional men. I want to ask you a few questions, so make sure that you are following me on all of my platforms. You can find me on Clubhouse, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Coach K 101. That's COACHKAY 101. Hey, the Intimacy Tour Guide. You are so welcome, and thank you for joining. You can find me on all those platforms at Coach K 101. Remember to turn your notifications on. If you're on YouTube, subscribe so you know every time that I go live. I will catch you guys back here on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to talk about sensitive and emotional men. And ladies, if you want to get a daily affirmation every day of this month, come on over to CoachK101.com. I got something for you. So y'all enjoy the night, and I will see you back here next week. Night all.